What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing today? And welcome back to another Clash mini video on the channel. In today's video, we have a special treat for you. We have the community manager of Clash Mini, Vlad, on the call to answer some questions. And we also have Donghang with us to answer questions that are more on the, I guess you could say, development side of things. Guys, how are you doing today?
Yes, pretty cool.
Pretty good. It was a relaxing weekend, and now we're back, and we're about to roll things out. So very excited.
This is pretty much a compilation of the questions that I had and the questions that my community had to ask you guys for what just happened in Update 6 and beyond. So let's get right into the questions here. And question number 1 is, we haven't seen a special tile since Season 3. Will there be any new special tiles in the future, or does the team plan to stop making them?
Yes, we definitely will have a bunch of new tiles in Update 7. So we don't release the new tiles in recent update because at that time we don't have a very solid and comprehensive plan to operate or rotate the tiles we have. But we have already figured out how to run the new tile in the future. So there's no doubt that we will have lots of new tiles in the future, and the tile will be rotate based on a certain period. But we have not sure which is 1 day or 3 days or even the 1 week. But we will figure out that before the update 7.
Yeah, we talked about this in the previous Discord stage channel as well, a little bit, and we've heard some feedback around like 1 week being good. Yeah. We also talked to you guys, the creators, about what rotation of the special tile would be ideal for the optimal gameplay experience, and also how do we communicate that and how it's all clear to everybody that's playing. So yeah.
All right, perfect. Now, the second question that we have is, the new game mode looks super fun that is coming out tomorrow. With the board being much larger, could this be a way to see how viable a larger board will be for other potential game modes that might require a larger board area?
Yes, indeed. We have such kind of plans. And the current big board is just a text, and because in the new game mode we have lots of mini can be placed on board, so we have to make a big board to match the gameplay. But if we think the big board is really good for all the game modes, maybe we will use the big board in the normal gameplay as well. But it is not make sure right now. And in the future, we will have a new game modes or new games content based on the big board. There's a good way to enrich our gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it's all based on the feedback from the community as well, right? Like, how do they feel about the big board, and like, does it feel good? And also, especially with Mega Draft later, when there is more elixir on the board. We'll see how that feels. So there could be some tweaks to the main game as well later, right?
We also are afraid that the player don't know how to place mini if the board is too big.
Yeah.
Or also we have already figured out that in the later rounds, if there are lots of mini and gizmos on board, which will look a little bit chaotic.
Yeah.
So we are figure out how to use the new board in the whole game, or whether it's a small board or big board. All of these are in the consideration, so we just have a text right now.
All right. Now, question number 3 that we have is, the leaderboard on the events tab page looks awesome, and personally playing it, it definitely is awesome to be implementing such a leaderboard in a timed event. Are there any plans for the team to implement rewards based on placement in the future for these types of events?
Yes, maybe we will have. We don't quite make sure how the player feelings about the leaderboard, and it also is a new try for this game mode right now. And we have such kind of a plan, but we would like to release such kind of feature or the reward step by step and see how the players' feelings about the leaderboard or about the news events. So if a player feel good and enjoyed have the ranking in the leaderboard, yes, there's no doubt that we will have some rewards based on the placement. But if player not, maybe we will remove it. It's hard to say right now. Maybe we'll have make a big change in next update for the events part. And the current part is just a test right now and to see how the player feeling.
Yeah, also events are like intended to be like just fun.
Yeah.
They're just like ridiculous fun with like crazy rules that aren't kind of like quote unquote competitive friendly, so to speak.
Yeah.
So like we didn't want to commit to like pushing people too hard into like getting the top whatever, just like people do with the main trophy leaderboard. So yeah, it's kind of like a balance, and so if people really like it and people really want to see more rewards, like we can add those.
All right, perfect. And now for question number 4 that we had, the amount of heroes is starting to become a large number in relation to how many minis will be inside of the game. Does the team want a larger ratio of heroes to minis in the future, or does the team plan to release more minis than heroes?
More minis than heroes, there's no doubt that. I think good minis can make the games become more fun, and also the hero should be placed with the mini as well. So there's no doubt in the future there will be more minis than the hero. We don't have too much heroes right now, and the hero represents a new gameplay. So we would like to add a new hero at first, and then land at the new minis. So in the future, our whole picture is that maybe we will have at least 60 new minis, and at least 20 new heroes in the future. This is just a current plan, but I will just tell you that minis should definitely have more than a hero.
All right, let's move on to question number 5. The Bandit is a very unique mini in the sense that it solves 2 problems that the game has at once. One problem being the dissipate, and the second problem being able to get to the backline minis. Was this the intention when designing the Bandit, to be able to be a hybrid specialist for the 4-cost mini?
Yes, as a 4-cost mini, so there's no doubt he has very really special and unique skills, and which can change the gameplays. So at the very first beginning, I would like to say that Bandit is very hard to decide because it's quite similar to the Waymaster. It's quite similar, yes, as you know. But considering the Bandit's name is a Seth, so maybe we can add some energy steal for her. And also the attack to the backline, there's no doubt there will be a basis ability. So we combine them together and then to make the design for the Bandit. And I think the Bandit's gameplay is pretty fun, pretty cool. So you guys will enjoy it when she is released. So I have this confidence.
Yeah, let's see how she works with the Natureborn and Wavemaster and Countess and
yeah, maybe the Royal Champion.
And Royal Champion. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Royal Champion's been waiting for a chance to shine again.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Bandit is pretty fun. As you mentioned, that Bandit is not only solve the problems of the energy steal, and also solve the problem to attack the backline directly. I think when he's come up, I suppose that maybe the Barbarian King's deck will be a little bit countered by Contest, even though there's no too much energy on board. But remember that Bandit is super strong and can attack the Archers immediately. So I think they will be a good point there. Another key to mini is to counter the game to meta especially the Barbarian King's deck.
All right, and now we got our final question here. Question number 6. With the removal of the Star Exchange after this update, does the team have a plan yet to compensate players after the season's end?
Not in the same way, no. I mean, like, there's a reason why we removed Star Exchange to begin with, because we didn't want to have this confusing experience of, like, you're like, wait, you are asking me to reset my progression in order to get rewards? So instead, we want to have an ongoing set of rewards that are kind of like equal to the amount of effort and the kind of collection time that you spend building your minis and then playing the game. So you should be rewarded for just playing the game instead of just like collecting the stars and then wiping them off and then doing it all over again. Because it feels almost arbitrary to kind of like ask you, hey, collect all of this stuff and then we're going to take it away and then we're going to give you something in exchange. It's kind of like it feels strange. So there should be many more mechanics to give you those rewards without asking you always to like keep going back to your mini progression and doing it again, because it can also become really tiresome. We watched OJ's video when he came back to update 5 and he was like, oh boy, I need to unlock and upgrade everything again. So we kind of just decided to get rid of it because it was not also friendly to the new players. Because some players just barely get to the threshold of the Star Exchange, and then they get asked this and they have no idea what is this. And then it creates this confusion of like, where did my stuff go and why am I getting this stuff now? And so it was really, really strange feature, even though it worked. So basically, what was it? Over 95 or like very, very high percentage of people did a Star Exchange, but we also felt like that overall player experience just wasn't optimal.
Yes. Also, as I mentioned that in the future, we will have lots of new mini. So there's no need to make all the player to restart the mini progression.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it is definitely tiresome just clicking on that button 3 times for every single mini. I mean, what is there? There's, X amount of minis now, times that by, let's just say 2 to 3 minis and updated. It's definitely going to be tiresome as far as that is concerned. But that is all the questions that we have for you today on our Update 6 recap. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to the entire community, and we really do appreciate, all the time that you give us.
No worries, and I just wanted to mention one more thing. We'd like to also once again apologize for the ELO change that we've done before the season. The rank rewards have arrived to the players. That was a huge mistake, and we are. It's a lesson for us to make sure that we do not mess with the ranked progression until the timer has run out, and then we roll out the change after the fact. So we will have things in place to prevent that moving forward. So if we wanted to change a system and matchmaking and the way you get trophies and any of that stuff to try it out and see how it works, because we are a beta game and we want to try things out before we go global. If we were to go global, then this would be the right time for us to simply test out and see what is the best system for us to go with. So we will continue monitoring your feedback, and if you don't like the ELO system, we will try something new. And that is the benefit of a beta game. So thank you so much for all your feedback so far.